Oh yeah, guys, I've been waiting for this one all morning. I was very excited to get this one. If you watch my previous videos, I was hinting glimpses on what this figure is. So again, very excited about this one. I don't remember the last time I was excited to open a figure. So yeah, let's dig in. Start with the box here. It's decently sized, so let's do it. I'm actually surprised because there's only one other review on this figure on YouTube, so it looks like I'm gonna be the second one to have this one. So already by the title of the video you're gonna know exactly what this figure is again. But it's all good. Let's see here. Again, I saw this one on Amazon a few weeks ago, and I canceled my pre-order from Big Bad Toy Store, who also had them in stock recently. So it looks like there's a shipper inside, a box within a box. There you go. Let me get rid of this one first without making a mess. Okay, let's see if you can see. There you go, guys, the Pumpkinhead is in the house. Oh my god, I'm so excited about this one. I actually took the day off from work in anticipation for this one. So again, nice shipper. The weight on this one is decent. I mean, it says right there 2 kilograms, which is almost 5 pounds. So yeah, let's dig in. Like I said, super excited. I was doing my workout and I was waiting for the guy from the post office to knock on my door, so while watching Yellowstone, which is an awesome show. I was watching that on Netflix. Oh yeah, wow, that box is something else. You can see that's a good graphic. Let's take this out. There you go. Sure everything is in frame for you guys. Yeah, beautiful box. Very simple. Let's take the plastic off. Looks like there's some tape on the bottom. So yeah, like I said, I'm surprised that there's not a lot of reviews on this guy yet. I know Dean Knight got his from Syndicate Collectibles. I think he got his back in November as a review copy. And most of the videos on YouTube are actually on the 1/12 scale, which is the same mold, but basically twice the size is smaller than this one, being 1/6 scale. So again, fantastic box. I love the art of Pumpkinhead there, the movie logo, 1/6 scale collectible figure. Again, Syndicate Collectibles. Very nice materials. See if I can zoom in. There you have MGM, your typical copyright stuff. And there's gonna be a flap here with Velcro. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that baby right there, guys. Wow, he's big. He is big. He's a big boy. From what I can see, he's about the same size as Carnage from Hot Toys. You know, in that 17-inch range. There's a nice shot of him. These are from the movie when he was inside the church. But again, I can do a close-up here. Fantastic. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so it looks like there are some twisties on the figure. So I'm gonna take those off and show you what's inside. Give me a second here, guys. Okay, so just took the figure out. Underneath you have this compartment with the tail and the cross, the wooden cross. This is from the scene when he's in the church. He's holding to the cross. And wow, I'm blown away, man. I mean, holy shit. Like I said, I can't remember the last time I was so excited to get a figure. So again, there are some twist ties that hold them together. Two on the legs, the arms and the chest. Okay, that was a big pain in the ass to take him from the box. He was pretty much stuck in the plastic. There are some grooves that keep him inside securely, so it was easier to do off camera. But yeah, I mean, wow, 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 wow. This thing is unbelievable. There's some assembly required. I just popped the tail in. There's a ball joint on the back, and I'm really surprised actually, because the first review that I see, the back of the tail was a different color. So in the final production here, they've actually changed that, because this piece right there was actually beige, was a lighter color beige, and this now matches with the whole body. So that's nice. But yeah, first impressions are very good. The only thing is he doesn't come with a base, and that would have been handy, because I'm not sure how stable he's gonna be. But yeah, fantastic. The only issue I had so far is the waist is very flimsy, very wobbly, should I say, as you can see. So that's just the ball joint, which is a little bit loose because it's pretty heavy. But I mean, if I turn it on the sides like this, it stays locked in. So yeah, this is like a softer plastic here. Yeah, everything else is like hard PVC. The tail is soft material. It has a wire inside. But yeah, so far he's relatively stable. Again, he's has a tendency to lean forward. So yeah, he definitely needs a stand. But yeah, fantastic. And I just measured him up. He's about 16.5 inches tall, and that's including the legs extended. So again, in terms of accessories, you have this cross, There's one scene in the movie where he holds this. Yeah, it looks great. The wood grain is made very nicely. So it comes with an extra hand that he can hold the cross. And then you have two extra head sculpts, which again are fantastically made. The paint applications. Look at that angry snarl. The eyes are very well done. So there's two of them. This one had the open mouth, and this one is another. He almost snarls, showing his teeth. And again, the paint applications are fantastic. There is a seam here on the back, on the bottom of the head, but it's not too bad. And again, these plug on the body, on the bottom there. But yeah, that's so far so good, guys. I'm liking this a lot. And here's the Stan Winston effect. This is probably one of the holy bibles in terms of movies here. This is all of Stan Winston's creations, and as you can see, there's our friendly Pumpkinhead. One of the reasons I wanted to show you guys how accurate the paint application is. So let's take one of the heads here and compare it to the shot from the movie. So I mean, it's pretty close. From what I can see right away, there's a lot more very reddish pinkish color on the nose area. Looks like on the movie the eyes have these purplish outlines and not so much on the figure. The back of the head is pretty accurate. See the bluish, almost like I know Alec Gillis, one of the creators of Pumpkinhead, I mean of the suit, he mentioned that this was the inspiration was almost like a cancerous tumor on the side of his head, the head there. So that's pretty accurate to again what I can see here. Let's see the other page. There's the sculpture. That's Tom Woodruff Jr. inside the suit. Some poses. But yeah, I mean the sculpt is very close to what Syndicate Collectibles actually made. There are some, I guess, concept drawings. There it looks like a pumpkin. That's his baby form, like in the movie. That's a good shot. So yeah, the sculpt is excellent. It's pretty close. It's not 100% again like in the movie. Let's see, there's some behind the scene picture. Again, this guy is massive. I know Tom Woodruff Jr. was about 6'2", and they added these massive stills. Like his foot would have been right about there, and so from there to there, that's about 18 inches. So yeah, he's really close to 8 feet tall, and his head was inside the neck, right there on the figure. There's Alec Gillis next to him. So yeah, this is a fantastic book. You know, it talks about the you know, his other biggest creations like the endoskeleton, obviously the alien queen, dinosaurs from Jurassic Park, and obviously the Predator. So yeah, this is a must if you guys enjoy Stan Winston's work. This book came years ago, but it still holds on today. It's a fantastic book. So yeah, let's get in the review. Oh yeah. Straight from the box. He looks fantastic, guys. Very impressed with the figure. It was actually very difficult to change his heads. I'm not sure why, maybe because he was in a cold outside. Again, it's minus 15 degrees Celsius here where I live in Canada. So it was quite, again, difficult. You have your typical ball joint on the neck. So I had to hold firmly and pull. But yeah, the heads are fantastic. Again, the detailed, like I show you in the Stan Winston's effect, it's very accurate, close enough to how it was in a movie. Again, it misses some paint application, especially around the eyes and on his nose part. There's some bluish, purplish highlights. They are definitely missing from those areas, especially on the mouth. Like I showed you earlier, there's some pink applications that are missing and some blue highlights around the eyes, but other than that, I mean, this is fantastic. I like the top of his head. Again, most of the design of this figure, especially around the sides of his head, it's meant to look like a tumor. So that's the inspiration behind the design from the head. Yeah, fantastic. And again, the neck here is where Tom Woodruff Jr. head would have been. In the movie, if you look closely, there was 2 sockets for his eyes. And the head was obviously an animatronic head with different movement on his mouth, his ears, his eyes. He was able to do pretty much a lot of things, a lot of snarls, which was menacing. I mean, you know, I actually got crazy. I saw the movie again because I haven't seen it, from Scream Factory. The one on the right, the blue one right there, the steelbook, that was a release from 2014, and this is the new 4K one that came a couple months ago. And I went back, I saw the movie again with the commentary from Tom Woodruff Jr. and Alec Gillis, and I saw the behind the scenes. I really wanted to, you know as much as possible, because again, I haven't seen the movie in a while. And in the anticipation of the arrival of this amazing figure, I wanted to, to dig deep and find as much as possible on the character, on the movie. And yeah, here it is. I mean, the sculpt is fantastic. They even managed to sculpt his small pecker right there, which is funny. That was present in the movie. It's quite comical for a character that's supposed to be 8 feet tall. I guess in some areas he didn't really grow, yeah. It's but yeah, the details, the knees, all the bone protrusions are as accurate as it can get. I like the details on the back, right there on the spine. You have the bones on the shoulders right there, scapulas. And again, fantastic. The articulation on this guy is not too bad. I was wondering how easy it was for him to move. There's actually some small gaps in between the shoulders area and the body, so if you do rotate the arms, it's not gonna scratch. Same thing on the hips. Again, the only design flaw is his waist is relatively loose. Again, if I pick him from the body, as you can see, there's a lot of weight, so he's gonna wobble. However, what I found out is if you put his waist on the side, it's gonna lock in place. Like if you turn it on an angle, and it's gonna prevent that from, you know, getting wobbly too much. Again, I'm gonna contact Syndicate Studios and find out if all of them are like this, or if it's only on mine. Because again, I'm pretty much sure there's a double ball joint in there, one that holds the body and one that holds the waist. So it's like a ball and a socket, a ball up there, a ball up there, down there, and a socket in between. So it's either because the body is too heavy or the joint is pretty weak. So again, I'm gonna find out. But again, the figure is not gonna fall. It's relatively stable considering he has his feet are very small. And again, the details on these, you have the veins throughout. The paint application is excellent. You have some reddish browns, some purplish, beige, orange tints, and the veins are very nice. So look there on the body. Again, the only thing missing here, from what I can see, are his tits. Strangely enough, those are present in the movie. So they are there, yeah, they are there, but they're not painted. Like I think in the movie they were a darker color. So yeah, they're the nipple shot. And again, you have one extra hand to hold the cross. I'm gonna show you guys some shots later on with him holding it. Again, this is from the shot towards the end of the movie when he's inside that destroyed church. He sees the cross, he holds it and then destroys it on a wall. And speaking of that, I know they've made a different, you know, Pumpkinheads from Syndicate Collectibles. There's a 1/12 scale one, which is the same mold as this one. Obviously this is twice the size of that one. And they've made the 1/10 scale, which is a statue, and then they made a core scale. The core scale has this amazing base, and it would have been cool to include at least the bottom part, like a wood, you know, a wood support or something, a wooden diorama base, and a crotch grabber or something to hold him up. Because I'm not sure over time, you know, how stable he's gonna be, because again he's pretty heavy. So again, yeah, there you go. Just staved him right there. But yeah, he's pretty heavy, so there is a possibility to find a good pose, but he can fall pretty easily, as you can see. So make sure if you have him on a top shelf that is pretty secure, because if this guy falls, you know, pretty much gonna break. But on most part, as you can see, I'm touching it barely here, it's pretty solid, again, considering he has small feet. But yeah, fantastic design. I like the skeletal design on his chest right there. Again, changing the head sculpt was pretty difficult, so maybe adding some heat on the socket will help that out. Again, that menacing look, it's fantastic. articulation is pretty decent. The arms move, no issues there. The waist, as you can see, mine is very loose on the waist right there section. The hips are fine. The knees are very stiff on mine, and I guess you can call this a double. It's almost like a dog. The dog foot or leg, should I say. You have a double extension. So there's where his actual knees, almost like a dinosaur foot, and this part is very stiff as well. And again, I cannot stress this enough, this guy is gonna fall. I saw Dean Knight's review. I know his figure fell on him once or twice, so again, be very careful. I was having the both of these arms up front, almost like a I'm gonna grab you position, and because of the weight in front, you know, he fell. It didn't took long. Again, as is like this, he's relatively stable. He wobbles a little bit, but yeah. He said also a cool part, he can look up very far, which is nice. Yeah, the biggest strength of the figure is gonna be the sculpt and the paint application. Again, like I said, it's not perfect, but again, for $300, I mean, if Hot Toys would have given us this figure, it would have been, you know, 400 and above. So because the fact that they've made a 1/12 scale figure, I think, and it's the same sculpt, they were able to capitalize on the price, since they were able to sell quite a bit of that one as well. And again, they've made the 1/10 scale and a 1/4 scale statue, so they were able to kind of, you know, have a grip on the price. Because again, this is a when a company does a brand new body like this, it's gonna be costly for the molds and everything. Again, this is not your typical 12-inch figure, when usually companies are gonna reuse the same bodies and just add a new head sculpt and hands and accessories, and they're gonna call it a day. This is a completely new sculpt from head to toe. So again, if Hot Toys would have made this figure, I think pretty much the upper body, the torso was pretty much going to be like rubberized material, pretty much like with their Carnage, and the rest of the limbs are going to be plastic. But this one is completely plastic, which is good for the future, because that means that the figure is not gonna, you know, the suit is not gonna go bad, it's not gonna crease or you know, crack over time. Again, this is PVC, so it's pretty much gonna last a very long time. Unless if of course the figure is gonna do a nosedive on you. But yeah, I really have to buy this guy a base. The issue is I would need to buy a similar base on what Carnage or Venom has, because again, it's the same height or pretty close to those figures. I know for a fact he's taller than Venom, but again, just a little bit shorter than Carnage, standing at 16.5 inches tall, or 16.5 should I say. But yeah, I think the price point is fair. And I do recommend this figure for any horror fans out there, any 6 scale fanatics. Again, there's a lot of collectibles of Pumpkinhead in the last year. I know Trick or Treat made a 1/10 scale like statue-ish. You know, you have PCS who've done their 1/4 scale, and now they're gonna release their 1/3 scale soon. So yeah, if you're a Pumpkinhead fan, I mean, now is the perfect time, the perfect timing to buy one, because you have a lot of choice. Whereas back then, the only McFarlane made a 7-inch scale figure, and after that, a couple years later, you have Sora Toys, I think, made a 20 to 21 inch scale figure. which again that's not gonna be quarter scale, it's probably 1/5 scale. And there you go. For a size comparison, I brought the Sideshow Collectibles Jason. Again, mine is modified. He has a one's custom head sculpt with removable mask. You know, he has different pants. I did some weathering on the figure to make it more accurate. And again, speaking of custom head sculpt, this head was actually designed by Stan Winston. It was never used in the movie, but this is the makeup that he did for the movie. So that's one of the reasons why I brought, you know, this Jason here next to Pumpkinhead to see the size comparison, because again, this was another Stan Winston creation. Again, he did this concept makeup that was never used on Jason. But yeah, in terms of height, again, Pumpkinhead is about 16.5 inches tall. He's supposed to be 8 foot tall in the movie. So again, Jason being 6 foot plus works very well. This actually reminds me of the shot in Thor Ragnarok when you see Thor and Hulk next to each other. This is about right. Again, Thor was 6'3", and Jason here is about that. The actor who played him in part 3 was about 6'3", and Pumpkinhead looks, yeah, very close to 8 feet tall. When you do the math, this is about right. Both legends here. It would have been cool to see more Friday the 13th figures. Again, I know there's a ongoing process with the licensing, so hopefully in the future, yeah, get a good shot of these 80s classic icons right there. So yeah guys, again, I enjoyed the movie. Basically the story is about Lance Henriksen character. His son dies and he pretty much wants to get revenge on the kids who did it. So he goes and sees this witch, and then he goes into this pumpkin field. He brings the remains of Pumpkinhead. You know, he cuts his hand, puts some blood on the Pumpkinhead baby, and then he grows instantly. And then he goes to hunt down the kids. Again, it's a classical like horror story. Then the kids were inside this cabin, which strangely enough is where they filmed Friday the 13th part 4 final chapter. So it's a nice nod there to Jason. But yeah, very nice movie. Again, it was filmed for like $3 or $6 million. They had a very small budget, and it became a classic over time. Again, it wasn't a day one success like a lot of movies from the 80s, because there was quite a bit of challenges around the movie. I know it was sold to MGM, who released it in the same time as the first Child Play movie, and they had no marketing for this one. It was supposed to come during Halloween. And I think if they had marketing available for the movie, it would have become even bigger than what it is today. But again, this is another one where with time, you know, it got more and more appreciation. Again, it had a great, I think this was the first movie that Stan Winston actually directed, because usually he's the guy behind the camera designing all these crazy monsters and creatures that we all love from the 80s and 90s. I mean, again, Jurassic Park is my favorite movie. I mean, he did a spotless job with the dinosaurs in that one, with the animatronics. Again, Tom Woodruff Jr. was the guy inside the Pumpkinhead suit. He was also the one pretty much in the alien suits from Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, and in AVP and AVP Requiem. And Tom Alleginis, founded ADI, Studio ADI, and again they made some great character designs over time. They're also the ones who made the recent Predator design and costume from Prey. It looks like they're gonna be responsible again from the next Predator project, which is called Badlands. It's supposed to be releasing this year, which is very exciting. Again, 2025 is a big year for collectibles. It's gonna be a big year for movies again, guys. Lots of great stuff to come. Yeah, this is no exception. I mean, what a great figure. So excited to get him. And in hands right here. Again, my only negative is gonna be the waist and the fact that his stability is not that great. So who knows, he can fall any minute now, because I have this lounging pose as he's about to grab. Oh yeah, look at that. This might be the thumbnail. That's fantastic. Ooh, yeah. But yeah, great details. Again, I never heard about Syndicate Collectibles before. I saw them making this figure. They've posted on Facebook. I think it was at a Comic-Con. And a few months later, they announced the pre-orders. And yeah, for $2.99, you cannot go wrong. Again, with most figures from Hot Toys are about that price, and they're a lot smaller. And this guy comes with 3 hands. Again, would have been cool to see. A diorama base or something to help him hold up. But again, that's an easy fix. I can find some bases on eBay, or even when I'm gonna display him, and again I'm not sure where I'm gonna put him, I can lean him against the wall or something to prevent him to fall. So yeah, final conclusions, guys. This is a must. If you like horror figures, this is gonna fit nice in your collection. And again, my next video is gonna be placing him into my horror section and see how he looks with the other characters. I'm gonna find him a nice spot and see how it's gonna fit in there. So yeah, make sure to give me a like. It's gonna help the channel a lot. Comment on the video, let me know what you think about Pumpkinhead the movie, if you saw it, or in fact what is your favorite creation from Stan Winston. I still think like the Alien Queen is probably the best creature design he ever did. That was so iconic. But yeah, this one is no exception, so let me know in the comments below if you saw the movie. Are you planning to buy him, the 6 scale version, or are you going to get the 1/12 scale version, which is in scale to most Marvel Legends? But yeah, this one was a must for me, so pretty happy in hand of what they gave us. So yeah guys, stay tuned for the follow-up video to this one. And as usual, have a good one. Bye bye.